Hello, good to see you guys again. I'm here with the video that was supposed to release on the Saturday as a continuation of our episode. And today is about how to contest NIW EB2 Part 1. I'll be releasing multiple videos for every section of the endeavor. Um, so this one, we want to focus on NIW. The previous video, more or less on EB1A, that's for the extraordinary um, candidates. This one is more for NIW EB2, right? This is for an exceptional personality, right? So, yeah, how do we contest NIW EB2? The first one you want to contest with is the eligibility. It says you must be in science, arts, or business, right? Meaning the beneficiary or whoever that want to petition for employment based through NIWB2 must either be a science person, an artist by saying that you're a musician, you're an actor, or you have anything that have to do with artistic elements, or you are a business person. So the business concept is not about somebody else setting a business, setting up a business, or it's not about that. You can be an entrepreneur, you can be a social management professional, you could be a business analyst, you could be a marketer, you could be a financial analyst on etc. Right? So that what that section is all about. Yeah, educationists too can also qualify, right? So, but then whatever you want to target as your endeavor should have some element of science and technology. So I will try and elaborate more on that later. Yes, your personality or endeavor must benefit national economy, cultural or educational interest or welfare of the country. The primary target of employment base is for you to contribute to the national development. And this is for the United States and its global allies. So if you're coming from Ghana, if you're coming from Ethiopia, if you're coming from any part of the world, yes, whatever skills that you've obtained from those countries, yes, they're good, but then how you can translate that knowledge, that wealth, that's um, skills as qualification that you've acquired over time and how you can reuse them in the United States is what really matters, right? Yeah, you could also relate globally, yeah, but then your target should primarily be about United States and its global ally, right? Yep. So in terms of national economy, yes, how can you provide solution that will bring about national benefits that will bring about monetization, right? So you want to stimulate the economic value through your skill set, right? That is what that aspect is about. Now, the cultural practice, yes, they have a norm. They intend to keep using the cultural practice. Yeah, United States is a country that doesn't really want to totally eradicate the conventional way of doing things, but in terms of modernizing it to make it work. So they don't just want to put aside the structure that is on ground, but rather how you can equally bring new measures, new concepts that could still help those tools, those maybe technology, you're trying to revamp the technology so it can be reusable. So you don't totally eradicate the cultural practice. Now, in terms of cultural practice, also boils down to the behavior, the way they run things in the system, the policy of the land. Yeah. So how do you bring new measure, right? that will not totally eradicate their norms, their belief, right? In a community, how they do things in different states, how can you come in with an idea that will solve problem, yes, still retain the cultural value. Educational interest is almost the same thing. In a situation whereby United States have their own style of education system, they don't want to take it off. They don't want to eradicate it because you are bringing a new concept. But rather, how can your concept, what you've learned as a scientist, as a computer scientist, as a computer software developer, how can you help maybe effectively help deliver message to pupils in the school using newer approach, but yet still keeping the cultural values, right? Then in terms of welfare, yes, United States love the veterans, they love the maybe social awareness, trying to empower families that are really struggling to survive. Yeah, they really want to help people become more stable. How can your experiments, how can your skills, your qualification, your expertise help solve that kind of a problem? So whatever endeavor you've had or you have, right, your majorly your area of expertise, right? How can you turn that around to empower the economic value, the cultural value, the educational interest, and the welfare of the nation? So that is about this section, right? So you need to be able to quantify this right to know that if you are able to answer this one and number two right, then you are in the good place to say you can go to number three, right? So number three, your expertise, your research focus, your substances, merit, and others must interest an employer or an investor. So what does it mean? Yes, we've quickly talked about what the United States will tend to benefit from you, right? From your endeavor, right? So how about the investors? Are they really interested in what you are selling? Is there a news? Is there an article or publication, maybe an extract from government, an executive order, a proclamation the government have set aside to say, we need your person, right? It's not about you trying to look for a job, but then how valuable are you to what the United States is looking for, right? So I'm an investor. I'm looking for experts that could help me maybe build up my organization, help me be progressive in my area of interest. Now I want to set up an IT firm. Do I have a like minds that would be willing to do such, right? Do I need to maybe go out there and start searching for scholars? Yes, they need people like that. Yes, we want people that is really equipped. People who will not need it, will not be needing. I mean, people that we will not need to train. People that already have the know-how of how to get things done. Right. That is what an investor will probably be looking for. So you come up with ideologies, which the second section you already have that skill, that knowledge, that qualification. So you marry your qualification relative to what the investors are looking for. Employers equally are looking for experts, right? They're looking for somebody that can get out and solve problem like that. So are you the get-goer? Are you the one that can fix that? Are you the person that can really see potential in the system and solve problem as as quicker as it could be, right? How effective are you? How talented are you? This is how you target it. So, what is your research focus, right? Hi, I'm a reliability engineer. Hi, I'm a business analytics analyst. I I am a public administrator. I'm a public manager. I'm my area of expertise is quantifying and qualifying statistical processes. I'm trying to help them simplify processes to make decisions faster. I know how to translate the, raw data into something useful. I'm able to help do all sort of things with data. I can look into a data and easily I can pick out the 7 point and I can share the important values which the investor or an employer is looking for in an expert. So more or less, that is what you want to be cooking, right? You just don't want to come in, oh yes, I am a degree holder, I have an advanced degree, but yet can your advanced degree solve what is on ground? Is there a backup? Is there a backing, right? Is that extract that can support your story? So this is how you want to get that, right? So number two, that is, we are done with the eligibility section. Although, if you have questions, if there are anything that you feel you need clarity on, right? There, get out on the comment section and ask questions, right? There's a subscribe button out there. You can click it. Whenever I pull up a video like this one, you'll be the first person to have it, right? And I'll be sharing more of these as time goes on, right? So if you have any question, if you have any thought that is giving you concern, ask. I am able to answer some of the questions to a greater extent, right? So I've been doing this for over 2 years and I can help you fix some of this problem if you're unable to craft it right yourself. Now, number two, we have the evidence, right? So to contest right for EB2, NIW, there are two ways. The first thing I did not include, right? So the first thing I want to do is the eligibility, right? Are you eligible, right? So if you know that you're eligible, you can solve this. You have these 3 points, right? You have them, you're good to go. The second aspect is the evidence, right? What you need to have. Now, in a later part of this discussion, I will touch base on the other things as evidence for an advanced degree or 5 years post-bachelor's degree or exceptional ability. But in all, right, this is just more like a generic flow of how you can qualify for NIW EB2, right? So this one is talking about 6 requirements that you need to have. The first one is eligibility. Do you have the potential, right, to answer the problem? Now, if you have the first part and you really don't have the second part, yes, you are a science major, you have yourself as a scientist, yeah, you have not graduated from school, or maybe you went to, you had HND, you had a diploma, yeah, you might not necessarily qualify, right? But I'm not saying you don't qualify, right? But I will still touch on that. So have it in the back of your mind that we will talk about specifically the 2 ways you can contest NIW EB2. The first requirement you need to satisfy, all right? So this one is about evidence and eligibility, all right? So for evidence, you need 3 out of 10, out of 6, right? But I will tell you for free, don't bench yourself to 3, right? Try and contest between 4 and 5. Don't stick with 3 because it's a bit tricky. You are not the only one trying to use NIW to win a green card, right? So evidence and official academic records, right? What is academic records? Yeah, we have your degree certificate. By standard, you would have had your graduation, right? Meaning that the ceremony that you will usually have where you'll be the hooding, you have your cap, you have other stuff, you call it to the gallery and they will issue maybe something in your hand. Maybe they will issue you give you your certificate, right? So you must have that ceremony before you can be considered a graduate, right? So yes, you are a graduate, but you must have 5 years post-bachelor's working experience to qualify for NIW EB2 through the first route, which is the academic option, right? The other way to do it is your advanced degree, all right? That is, you have master's degree or a PhD, right? You need to have either of those. The second one is you need to have your transcript. So if you are from a foreign country, you need to have your transcript uh, evaluated. We have so many evaluating service centers or evaluating engine out there, right? Another one is West. We have West, we have IEE. There are others. I cannot remember all of them right now, right? So you need to evaluate your degree. So if you have your most advanced degree, that says you have double BSc, double masters, double PhD, or triple of those, the most advanced of them all that have something to do with your area of expertise is what you push forward, right? Evidence in the form of letter from current or former employer showing at least 10 years of full-time experience, right? So you need to have that as well. So if you've been in a game for a while, you've done multiple jobs, maybe over time, within the space of 10 years, you've had like you've worked with different companies, like 5 different companies. So you have to provide evidence for the 5 of them, right? To qualify. So put up together, you might have over 10 years working experience. And if you're so lucky, all your experience is in one box, in one company, you can equally do that, right? So you need to get a letter of recommendation from your supervisor, from your boss, and evidence like a letter of employment, letter of engagement, letter of termination, letter of promotion, all that will help within this space. Then you can equally include letter of engagement as a judge, as a leader. Maybe you'll be serving as within a group, you are the team leader, right? So you can provide that kind of evidence too to show how impactful you've been within your company, right? Or with your employer. Now, a license to practice. Some companies, some professions require that you have professional license, right? So I know in the United States, there are some profession like you have to have license, maybe nurses. I don't know if the medical doctors also need that, right? So back home in Nigeria, I know there are some professions that require you having a license to practice. If you don't have a license, yes, you can still work, but getting a good job might not be it, right? So you need to have a license to practice the profession or professional certification. So it's a good thing that we wouldn't want to say that I have read and I am now a graduate. I have studied, now I'm a graduate. So I relax and I'll be enjoying my my salary and I'm okay with what I'm earning. I don't intend to grow in the job. So the essence of certification is to add value to yourself. As you are growing in a job, you are expected to have to keep upgrading yourself, upgrading your mind. So through this professional certification, you'll be optimizing yourself. You are stimulating your mind. You are getting acquainted with new approach, new technology. That is how you know that you can easily solve an employer's problem or an investor. Remember, I talked about obsolete or conventional approach that need new style, that need revamping. So with all this training, with all this certification, you get new measures, you get new knowledge on how to fix things right, right? So with this, you're good to go. So if you have multiple, but one thing you should know, whatever you do, it must be tied to your field. So you cannot be a nurse with professional certification within that space and now be using maybe uh, somebody that have something to do with engineering or professional certification with engineering for nothing. It doesn't fit right, right? Though both of them are within science, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, right? Right? But then they're two different things. So you have to be sure of what you're doing, right? Evidence that you have commanded a high salary. Yeah, so you are in a company. Obviously, if you're an exceptional person, you'll probably be earning money to do your job, right? They see the essence for them to pay you, right? They see the reason or they see something in you, potential for them to pay you. So if you're earning high salary, it's also a good thing. So there are metrics out there that you can use to equally quantify if you are considered being paid high remunerations, right? So yes, this is another approach to contest this, right? So you show evidence with your pay stub, or we call it pay slip in Nigeria or other country, but in the United States, it's called pay stub, right? So you provide that, you provide that, you provide maybe evidence of you being employed that states how much you'll be earning. So I have a way of classifying that because I know I mentioned that you provide evidence of employment the other time for the second option within the evidences. But then this one too, you need to also provide letter that states how much you'll be earning. So without that, nobody knows if truly what you're saying is genuine, right? So you can also support it with your bank statement. So I said payslip, letter of engagement that state how much you'll be earning, uh, promotional letter that state how much you are earning currently, then the bank statement stating how much you are paid, right? So all that. Then you can also provide your tax statement, right? That will help somehow. Now, if you own your own business, right, or you own your own company, like I'm working with some maybe accountants, some big boys out there. So what they do, you're gonna provide your CAC, you're gonna provide maybe contract statement of how much you'll be paid, maybe yearly, right? You need to provide all that, and you can equally provide the bank statement as well. So then the trademark registration of your company to support all this, right? So it's quite tricky, but yes, it's fixable. Now, evidence of membership in professional association is quite different from professional certification. By the virtue of you completing this professional certification, sometime you become a member of that professional body, right? So, how do you do that? You can monetize it. Some professional organization require that you be maybe paying to get on board. But there are some things you need to have satisfied. For instance, you would have graduated from school, right, to become an associate, or to, afterwards, maybe after like 1 or 2 years, become a senior member, then you become a fellow, right? So within that space, what are your contributions within the professional body? Now, you need to provide some docket that explains how you are absorbed within that professional institution. So those are things that you also need to contest, right? So evidence of membership, you provide your certificates, the license number, the professional membership number card, if you have it. Then the docket that explains how people join or are accepted within that professional body, right? So you provide all that. then your contribution to that association. So if you're a graduate member, more or less, you will not be contributing anything. But if you're a fellow, it's possible that at some point you'll be serving as a judge, you'll be called to maybe uh, give seminar, a presentation, all that. So that might be some of your contribution. But whatever you do within that space, you need to also provide it. May I say this? If you are a fellow or you are part of the association that have been contributing, right? You may want to get a recommendation letter from this body, right? So it's very good. It's going to sell right for you, right? So evidence of significant achievement or contribution and recognition in your field. Yes, it's still boils down to what I just said recently, right? So there is no way you've been working with a company for the past 10 years without you adding value to the organization, right? There is no way. So recognition can be one of it. Yeah, my achievement can be considered. Oh, we thank you for all you've been doing for the past 20 years, for the past 5 years. Without you, this company would have footed up, right? Without you, this project wouldn't have been implemented. Without you, we would have lost XY number of money. Without you, maybe it would have been a struggle. So word of admonition or word of encouragement, word of support, word of appreciation, they are part of recognition, right? So achievement can equally come in form of award, best out of the year, best whatever of the year, right? I'm not emphasizing on scholarship here. Neither am I talking about maybe bonuses for what you have done. Yes, bonuses is another form of award, right? But what did you contribute to the job that resulted to you being recognized, to be given an award, to be given all those appreciative words? So this is how you want to do it. This is how you want to get out for eligibility and evidence. So look out for part two of this exercise. We will get going shortly. All right. I know this is quite long, but if you want something uh, solid, if you want something good, I think this is how you do it, right? So you can click the subscribe button for more videos if you want to be on my page. I'll be dropping more videos in the nearest future. Subscribe and keep watching. And I wish you all guys all the best. Stay safe. God bless. Yeah.